My father's will stated that I would get a lump of money on the day of each orchestra concert, as long as I attended all preceding practices. It never said anything about actually attending the concerts themselves. So now that it's February 14th, that money is rightfully mine. I pay the people at the concert hall enough to make up for the tickets we couldn't sell, then much, much more. The lady of the phone is so flabbergasted that she can only babble incoherent thanks for the next few minutes. I tell her it's not a donation. The first chunk of money is to ensure today's concert goes on as planned. The extra is for them to keep helping my orchestra in the future. Maybe they can use it to pay for a new conductor after Hal leaves and all that. That money's better spent on them than me. Where I'm going, I won't need it anymore. That's right. Even if I just paid the concert hall for the unsold tickets, what's left over still wouldn't cover my debts in time. I know Donnie D all too well. There's no way he's giving me any more time now. So I might as well give my orchestra everything I've got. If this is how I can pay them back for screwing up, if this is the last thing I ever do for Hal, then I don't have any more regrets. Aww. It doesn't take long for Donnie's thugs to track me down. They corner me as I'm about to cross the street and drag me to an empty alley. Not-so-new guy presides at the head of the pack, menacingly cracking his knuckles. Where's the money, song? Oh, this again? I thought you would have come up with a better line by now. Stop stalling. Boss knows who to ask. If he says the money's already been transferred to you, then you must have it. Meh, maybe I just don't feel like giving it to you. At least not until you learn better manners. You filthy cheating little I cut him off with a roundhouse kick. As he crashes to the ground, the rest of the gang charges at me with a roar. I deck one guy in the nose, then another in the stomach. For every goon I smash down, though, 3 more surge in to take his place. Gritting my teeth, I spin around just in time to keep one thug from hitting me in the back. His friend, though, is luckier. Ah! The goon knocks my feet out from underneath me, throwing me onto the pavement. As I'm lying there grimacing in pain, a shadow falls over my body. New guy is standing over me again, his already ugly face warped into an even uglier sneer. Not so tough now, are you? I still don't feel a thing. I think I'll break your other hand so you'll have a matching pair. Try it, and I'll kill you. I'm the one who gets to say that now, you dumb karate chick. And karate isn't Chinese. Whatever. Any last words before we send you to that big old math camp in the sky? Yeah! Is this the flutist? I would imagine that this is the flutist. Some of the other guys. That's so funny. A roar of voices instantly answers him, led by Hao. My jaw drops as the entire orchestra streams into the alley, brandishing a variety of heavy objects, music stands, chairs, even brooms and a porcelain vase. The musicians waste no time in bashing their weapons into the dumbfounded thugs. Take this, you racist bullies! How dare you attack Sona like that? You dirt creeps! I'm really sorry for hitting you, but I can't let you hurt my friends. The flute is adorable. The only person who can make fun of people in our orchestra is me. Once they've recovered from the shock, the thugs try to fight back. However, there are just too many people and flying objects for them to handle. I roll to the right as a violinist throws a chair, knocking down a goon behind me. Several feet away, the percussionist flings the vase at an entire group of thugs, takes all of them out in a shower of broken shards. These musicians are crazy! Let's get out of here! Get back here, you idiots! Boss told us not to come back empty-handed this time. New guy tries in vain to stop the fleeing thugs, but Hao coolly silences them with a punch. As the thugs slump to the ground, all the orchestra members worriedly rush toward me. Sona, are you okay? We ran all over town looking for you. I told you we should have sent more people to check downtown first. Good thing the guy at the corner store saw you coming down here. I don't think he'll be too happy we broke all his stuff, though, especially the vase. I told you not to take the vase. I was in a rush. We were all in a rush. I finally shoved my jaw back into its normal position. What the heck are you guys doing here? You're supposed to be on your way to the concert, not tramping around back alleys and beating up street gangs. Well, we were going to the concert at first. But then we started thinking about how weird it was for the concert to be back on all of a sudden. And considering how strangely you were acting before, we just got so worried. Was I really acting that strangely? Ugh, I guess these guys know me better than I thought. So we kept bugging the concert hall people until we figured out what really happened. Sona, if you're having money problems, you should have just told us. Yeah, we could have helped you. Let's start a Save the Sona Fund. You're making her sound like a panda bear. Sona, listen, even if we can't raise enough money for you, our orchestra will keep on practicing. We'll get better and better, and soon people from all over the world will pay to see our shows. So don't worry, we're here for you. Because you're a leader, you're a friend. We're not going to give up on you. You crazy idiots. Okay, I don't want to hear any more mushy, lovey-dovey crap. Save it for the Romeo and Juliet overture. Let's just hurry up and get out of this dump. We've got a concert to dominate, don't we? The cheer all around me is deafening. As we're returning to the practice hall to pick some stuff up, I notice Hal lingering behind everyone else. He and I still haven't really talked since I found out he was going back to China. He always seems to be staring at the ground, or at his hands, or even off into the distance. Basically anywhere besides me. While the other orchestra members are busy chatting, I manage to pull him into the practice room. Hal jerks his arm out of my grasp, glaring. He gingerly dusts off his sleeve, then readjusts the cuff. I'm not mad, if that's what you've been thinking. Just surprised, I guess. I don't know. This time I'm the one staring at the floor. I guess I just always assumed you'd be around. That we'd always be working together. But you must have a real job back in China. A real home. A real family. A real life. This isn't where you're really supposed to be. Once you go back home, everything will go back to normal. A tempo. I should have thought of that, huh? Shouldn't have just taken these last 2 months for granted. If I'd realized it sooner, there were a whole lot more things we could have done. Or a lot of things I would have done differently. So, yeah. I think I'm the one who should have said sorry to you before, not the other way around. Debussy, Hal. Debussy. There's a light pressure around my fingers. When I look down, Hal's hand is once again curled over my own. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't really need to. Anyway, I should get my crap together so we can all go to the concert. The fashionably late entrance thing only works for 1 or 2 people at a time, not an entire ensemble. Getting up, I ease my hand from under Hal's. My fingers come away, stained with blood. What the? There's something wet seeping through the cloth around Hal's arm. I realize in an instant that it's the same arm he yanked away from me before. What happened to you? Hal quickly tries to hide his hand behind his back, but I'm quicker. He gasps in pain as I grab his arm for a second time. Debussy again. Hal winces as I push back his sleeve. His forearm is covered in blood from cuts across his wrist and elbow. If you got hurt from fighting, you should have said so earlier. Were you going to pretend you were okay for the entire concert? Swan le. Yeah. I think that was never mind or whatever. Hal tries to pull away, reverting to Chinese in his haste. I unthinkingly tighten my grip on his arm, which makes him wince again. Where's that first aid kit you had before? Ugh, why is there so much junk in your briefcase? Don't you ever throw anything away? Hal scowls as I toss the contents of his briefcase all over the floor. His scowl only darkens as I pull out some wipes and a roll of bandages. Swan le. Though he manages to clean off his arm easily enough, he predictably struggles with wrapping the bandages. Rolling my eyes, I pry the reel of fabric out of his hand. Quit fussing and let me return the favor, okay? Nyah. Hal falls silent when I take his hand in mine.